Welcome everyone. We're starting our weekly webinar, Interactive Trading Conversations. And for new people, just to explain what we do here, it's actually we discuss a specific market. So people come in with specific questions and so on. Few things about myself. My name is Simon Friedman. I'm a Senior Account Manager with AvaTrade. I've been trading for over 23 years. I started in June of 2000 as a prop trader back in New York City. I did it for about 11 years, and after that I moved to a different way of trading, and I started also mentor and educate other traders, and currently I'm very happy that I have an opportunity to assist our customers at AvaTrade. The agenda, as I said, we ask questions, we discuss things, and we try to analyze and think what could be possible scenario for specific instruments that we discuss. Risk warning, you can find a full statement at avatrade.com. Of course, everything we do here is purely educational. These are the channels that I highly recommend for you to use and take advantage of. You have Telegram, you have Twitter, which is X now, and you have YouTube channel, which I always say it's my favorite for a reason. You have plenty of material there. You have educational tutorials, you have webinars, including these ones being posted. So if you ever missed a webinar or can never make it for some reason, doesn't fit your time schedule, so you can always find it at the YouTube channel, and you can watch it at your convenient time. Okay, so we can move now to the platform, and we can start with questions. And please feel free to ask the question. We'll discuss it. As I always say, we have up to an hour. Today we don't have many people, so we can try to accommodate whoever is here. Eric is asking, with Tesla, what is the 60-minute bullish triangle? Let's take a look at Tesla. Eric, if you don't mind explaining your question a little bit, what exactly you're asking. I'm not sure what's the 60-minute bullish triangle here. Again, let's see the big picture. Let me just open a new chart. Clean chart for Tesla. I'm going to step back a little bit and try to explain a few important things. You see, again, not to brag about it, but I've been doing it for 23 years. I still didn't get it perfectly, but I know a few things. So before you go looking into 1 hour chart or any kind of things, it's important to step back. And I usually bring the example of the Museum of Art when you come to look at paintings. So if you see a big painting on the wall, you're not going to come, I don't know, 20 centimeters to the painting and try to really learn it. You're going to step back first and see the whole picture, right? So the same thing here. So with the Tesla or anything, I try to explain it in a very practical, simple way, whatever I do here. And actually, this is my purpose, to give you ability to build your own skills as a trader. So you need to step back. Even if you're a scalper, you need to know what's happening in the big picture of the instrument. So I usually say, okay, let's pretend I don't know anything about Tesla, right? So I just look at it as a chart representing the instrument, right? So Tesla went up. It peaked in November of 2021, and then it had a sell-off, and then since January of current year, the whole year, it really, I mean, not the whole year, we've been climbing and hit the top of 299, in July. This is a monthly chart, right? The highest time frame. And then we had few months, 4 months to be exact, to the downside. Last month we had a spike to the upside, and so far we're having a red month on the bull market. The market is running in general equity market. If you compare it with S&P 500, take a look. S&P 500 is about to confirm, or trying to, I'm not saying it will happen, it might happen, trying to retest the all-time highs, right? Now back to Tesla. Tesla is not really doing that, right? So that's the monthly chart. You go to weekly chart. It's been sitting here flat pretty much. So let's come to daily chart. What's happening? 3 days with the gap down on the market, right, running up again. So what does it tell you? Somebody's selling and maybe they know a reason, right? I mean, few things with Tesla. First, there was the whole thing with the Cybertruck. It was excitement, then it was disappointment, and so on. And I think just today the news came up that Tesla's recalling 2+ million cars. There's some issues with the auto driver, right? So that's fundamental, and here's your technical proof to it. So even if it shows, I don't know, a super duper buying indicator, as you mentioned, bullish triangle. As you could see, nobody's buying. They're actually selling when the market is running. Okay, so I'm not saying you should be selling, but if you were to look to buy it, you probably think at least twice. All right. Now, if you look at the 60 minute, really, I don't know where you got this. I know you wrote here that you read it today, and your question, the further question is, does it mean it will break out and rise? Like I said, before making short-term decisions, it's important to analyze the long-term, which we just did. It takes a few minutes, and you get an idea of what's happening, right? So again, a lack of reason to buy, it shouldn't be a reason to sell. Maybe it's just to observe. I'm not saying that you should be selling, but buying, maybe not. Again, the market is running and Tesla is sliding. Okay, I hope that works. And in general, when you look at those formations, triangles, cup and holder, W formation, M formations, bullish flag, bearish flag, they're all good if you have other things that's supporting it. If you have long-term levels supporting it, if you have some fundamentals supporting it, then you can apply it. Because, you know, again, speaking from experience, you will see what you want to see. So if you try to imagine any triangle or any other things, you will see it, and you will convince yourself that it's there, right? Again, so you need to be careful with these things. All right. Okay, we have more people coming in, guys. For you, just two words. We have up to an hour. We have questions about specific markets, and I will be happy to have these questions really coming in without me begging for them. So please help me out. As one of my favorite movies, Jerry Maguire, help me help you. So let's do questions. Okay, Eric, you're very welcome. Are you free to ask more questions? I know you've been here before, and sometimes new people are a little bit shy. Okay, guys, let's do it. Also, let's think about others. This webinar is being recorded. It will be posted on YouTube. And if you feel like sharing, that you asking questions is a total sharing energy. Because people that will be watching it, they have no ability to ask the questions, but they will be happy to get some answers when they do have a chance to open it in YouTube. So let's help them out as well. Okay, so let's ask questions. So let's move on. Okay, and I love questions. I wish I could just go for hours and go through it, because I'm a big fan of this business. Like I said, I've been doing it for 23 years, and I really enjoy it. Can we look at oil? Absolutely, great question. But before I look at it, Eric, what do you think about oil yourself? And in audience, if you guys have opinion about oil, anything you'd like to share, that would be great. As you could see, I've removed all the indicators, so we have a clear chart. We're trying to understand what's been happening. Okay, now as Eric is thinking of responding, oil, again, let's learn one thing. Let's pretend we have no idea what this is. Could be potatoes or orange juice or, I don't know, pork chops. Here's oil. It went down, if you remember, when pandemic hit. At some point, it went to negative zone. For me, it's still, I understand logic behind it, but I still don't understand how can something go into zero and below zero. Anyway, into zero, I understand. Below zero, I'm not sure, but I'm not going to confuse you. Then we had a huge run to the upside. All this got intense when the war of Ukraine started, and that was in February 2022, right here, this move, and then we went down. Now, so as you could see here, we start selling here. This is a third. Okay, Eric is saying seem to be stuck down. Okay, so 3 months to the downside. We're trying to retest the previous support. By the way, guys, or Eric, you hear regularly. How's the audio today? I'm testing again the new microphone. Is this okay, or the last time was better? I would appreciate the feedback as I'm speaking. Okay, so if you take a look at the weekly chart, take a look how many weeks we're just selling, and now, before that, we had a huge move to the upside. So let's, as I always say, I forgot to mention, if I know any fundamentals, I'm happy to share with you. So on oil, it's very simple. This move after settling around current levels, where the move up, and it was driven by fear of a shortage of supply. Okay, there were a few events. The OPEC, especially Saudis and the Russians, they start cutting the production, and they committed to continue with the shortage, and that's what created a lot of fear. And we went up, and we hit the previous level of resistance right here, and that happened back in end of September. And then we had things not doing so great, and war in Israel hit October 7th. So everybody was expecting, as usual, book or textbook scenario that the oil is going to run up. It didn't. So when everybody saw that on the Middle East conflict, oil is not going up, so the sellers came in and start selling and pushing. So all this move down is actually lack of demand. Fear of shortage of supply was overpowered later by lack of demand. And the biggest reason is China. Okay, take a look at China. China's been selling. The economy there is not doing great. Eric, thank you for your feedback. Excellent audio. Appreciate that. So China is not doing great, and China is being the biggest user of oil. So I think they're not using oil because the economy is not the oil, using less because the economy is not so great. I think behind the scene, they're still buying oil, and instead of that, they're buying quietly, maybe illegally. They're buying cheap oil from Russia, I'm sure, because they are really good friends. Again, that's just my opinion. I don't have proof of it, but I think that's obvious. So back to oil. What's next? Right, that's the question. I'm gonna bring the previous chart. I have some indicators here. Take a look. On oil, we're sitting on the 200 moving average right here. And the next level of support, we had few tails, it's around 67. We tried that level. We were this is the daily chart. We almost hit that level today and yesterday, and we're trying to bounce here. So before anything, we probably will need to retest this 67, right? Again, we have a very important event happening as we speak. The Fed's decision, or U.S. FOMC, with Powell leading, they're having the interest rate decision today. in less than 2 hours or a little bit more than 2 hours. So that will definitely will give us an idea what the market's going to be doing, because market will show it to us. Actually, yeah, decision is in 1 hour 35 minutes, and then 30 minutes later, it's a press conference of Powell will be speaking, and that's more than the decision, because what we know that's already priced in that it will be no change this time, but everybody's really hoping that the interest rate cuts are coming, right? So that's important. So how is it related to oil? It's very simple. If we see that global markets are continuing high, we might trigger some excitement on the demand side, and excuse me, and we might see also oil catching up. So this is something. Now, another thing, very interesting. Take a look. I mentioned it a few times at these meetings. Take a look. 50-day moving average is about to cross over 200 moving average. Is happening. I think it's already lower. Let's see. As of now, the day is not closed yet. So the 50 is below the 200. So if we close like that, that's actually indicates for some analysts that would start running this idea now and talking about something they call dead cross. That's what happening when 50 crossing down below 200, and that's a signal for selling. So we could easily see continuation. On the weekly chart, it's actually it's a big chance here. As you could see here, we had sliding down, then we had a nice move up on that fear of supply. We hit the previous double top over here, and then we're retesting the lows. So if we do break this around 67, we might actually slide lower. Okay, so we'll be watching what's happening. Eric is saying, I think Chinese economy picking up. I hope. I mean, I don't have any agenda with Chinese economy. But if you hope for it, that means maybe it's good for you. I'm not sure. But so far, this is not really a sign of that. A lot of investors are running away. New ones are not coming. They have issues with real estate. It's one of the biggest issues they have. And the last meeting of their leadership, they didn't really indicate any boost that they might be doing to economy, like inflow of funds or anything else similar to what Feds were doing in the States. At least from 2008. So, and judging by the technicals, it doesn't look good at all. This is weekly chart with zigzagging down, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and we are about to break the level of October 2022. The low was 11,150. And we are currently at this moment, we are about 22 pips, so 22 points away from there. And I think today we already tested it. This is the level we did spike on Monday below and recovered, but the recovery was really short-lived, right? So this is oil, all right? I hope that worked. Guys, we're doing great. By the way, people that came late, please try to be on time. So we'll be a strong group of people and working together. So also, I don't need to introduce things few times. So we'll be more productive and more focused. Okay, guys, next question. I guess for people who came late, please feel free to ask questions about specific markets. As we did now, we spoke about Tesla, we spoke about oil, a little bit long, but we covered that, and we're ready for more questions. We have time up to an hour, maybe a little bit less, because there's another webinar lining up. And we're ready for next question, okay? Let's go, guys. No problem, Michael. But I'll hold you to it. So instead of apologizing, you owe me a question. Sorry for my sarcasm. But let's, you make me smile. Let's throw in questions so we can discuss things and use the time proactively. Anyone? Feel free, guys. Again, please keep in mind that if we do run out of questions, we call it a day until next time, which I don't like to do. So let's try to move on and be active with questions. Gold, very good question. Guys, anybody trades gold, has an opinion on gold, please feel free to send your feedback. Now, gold just made a new high, as you know, recently. This move to the upside, which was erased the very next day. Not just that day, but the previous day was erased in one move. And this was a huge move, and it's very significant because the moment we touched, not only we rejected the all-time high, we actually sold. And take a range of this day. This day was almost $100 move, right? The high of the day was 21.1935. The low was 20.20, right? So the range of that day was about $100, $99. And then the very next day, we closed below that previous day. We had a few attempts to move, and then we broke down, and we broke the previous level that we held nicely. That was 2008. As you could see here, a lot of actions here. Here we hit that level. We had support, broke through it, showed very strong resistance here for a few days. A nice pull in, and ran all the way from 1919 to 2144. What is it, like 226 points? Big move. And then we came back. So what's next? A lot of it will be decided today. First by decision, then the press conference, where we should be hearing some indications of the Feds on their projection on their actions or lack of them, and then of course reaction of the market. So as you know, during that decision, the equity markets will be reacting, the US dollar will be reacting, and gold will be reacting. In this situation, we might see the opposite direction. If dollar is going higher, gold's going to sell, and vice versa. If the Feds are indicating good things for the market, that means the dollar wouldn't go higher. So we might see the gold going higher as well. But that comes another question. What is the market will be more excited about, the equity market or safe haven of gold? That's the second part of that question. So in any event, as you could see, we have having a third day, pretty much to say we closed on Monday at 1982, almost 1983. Next day we close at the same level, and today we're trading at the same level, less than 50 cents different. Within 50 cents we are trading. So definitely market is waiting for that Fed's direction, okay? And we're not going to guess here because we have no idea what Powell will be saying today, right? Okay, great. We're doing great. We're ready for next question. We're about 33 minutes into the webinar. It's less because we started a few minutes later for technical things, but let's move on, guys, okay? I think I scared Michael away by asking him directly for the question after he apologized for being late. Okay, guys, do we have more questions? We still have time. We have plenty of time, almost half an hour. Anybody? You're very welcome, Eric. I see still people coming in, so new people, again, feel free to ask questions about specific markets. Could be commodity, could be specific stock, currency pair, index, anything that's tradable at AvaTrade. Anyone? Going once? That sounds like an auction. Okay. All right, guys. So again, let's give it another 2 seconds. Please feel free to ask. specific questions, I'll be happy to go through it. Okay, I don't see any questions come. So anyway, I want to thank everyone for coming. Thank you for participating and asking questions. If you are trading today, be aware of that interest rate decision followed by press conference 30 minutes later. Also tomorrow we have another two important decisions as far as interest rate. That's from Bank of England and European Central Bank. And I wish everyone lots of success, and stay safe and stay profitable. Michael, I'm going to come back. I was about to leave, but thank you for your question. Michael is asking about Tech 100, which is NASDAQ 100, which has been super, super strong. Where are you? I have him over here. US Tech 100. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to stick to the rules. We start with the monthly chart. Guess what? We are actually very, very close to retest the all-time highs that happened on December 2021, before we had the whole 2022 sell-off. So I'm going to read the question. Michael is asking Tech 100. He looked at it. Okay, that's predicting the pullback from 16,581.40. Okay, I don't know why the specific one. Can we have a look at it, please? Yeah, of course we can. So as we see here, 60,598 currently trading. It's a second strong month, and this is the 7th week, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th week to the upside, and we are on the highs. And here comes daily. Now this gap was a change of the contracts. Okay, over the weekend, as you know, the price didn't go decide. This is just the new contract was priced, and if you were holding it, of course, you saw the adjustments and the rollover of the contracts. Now, the same thing I said about gold. That we are waiting for that Fed's decision that's happening in 1 hour 22 minutes, and then 30 minutes later, which is more important because decision is kind of priced in no change, which could be, I mean, there's always a space for surprises, right? So the same thing, all the indices, they are running up. A lot of talks of the analysts into the Santa Claus rally or December rally to the end of the year. They actually expect it very strongly. I don't know if you can say it that way. It might happen, and it definitely one of the biggest reason why everybody's so excited that they're expecting the Feds to start cutting the rates maybe somewhere in March. So that's why everybody's really so eager to hear what they want to hear, and they want to hear that it's happening. So today's Powell's press conference is very, very important. Now, technically, we're very close to the all-time highs, but today, if you take a 1 hour chart, we opened this. This is from the opening at night, right? It was a flat line. We had a few spikes. We had the spike here at 2 p.m. GMT time, and we are back where we started. So you can see it, and it's across the board. S&P is the same picture, and Dow Jones it's a little bit lower, because I think all this move on Dow Jones is, I could be mistaken, but Pfizer went down today about 10%, so I think it pulled Dow Jones with it. Again, you didn't ask this question, but I just want to show you how one prediction could cause a company about 10% drop. This was today, and the company said that they actually announced the next year profits will be much lower than expected. So I'll take a look. The stock got punished. Here got punished for the third phase approval of the obesity medicine. They just stopped the trial because a lot of side effects. And here's another one. Pfizer really being punished. Okay, anyway, how we got to Pfizer by saying about Dow Jones being weak is the only one out of three major US indices that broke through this pretty much flat line of holding into the news. Okay, so going to the original question on NASDAQ, it all depends what the Feds are going to say today and what kind of message they will be sending to the market participants. Okay. All right. Guys, we still have, even though I already said goodbye, but thanks to Michael, we came back to a great question on NASDAQ. We still have time, so if there another question, I'll be happy to address that. Anyone? Going once? I really want to do it. You can feel it, I hope. I don't want to run away, but I don't have any more questions. Guys, thank you all. Please try to be on time. If you are watching it on YouTube, please feel free to click on the like. Feel free to share with people that you think might benefit from it. And I would really appreciate your feedback, writing into comments. That would be also great. And thank you all. I wish you all lots of success. Let us know. Speak to your account managers if you need any help, any assistance, and all the best. Take care.